Hey guys, John V here from PhoneArena. You're watching our video review of the Nokia Lumia 710. It's a device headed for T-Mobile, priced at $49.99 for a 2-year contract. It's a mid-range device, but more importantly, it's actually the very first Windows Phone-powered device from Nokia's camp headed to the US. Being a mid-range device and all, the Nokia Lumia 710 doesn't really come out as an outstanding looking smartphone just because it's pretty generic and follows similarly to other Nokia smartphones in the past. It's relatively lightweight thanks to its all-plastic body, which gives it decent build quality. Very streamlined too, and compact, but doesn't really jump out a lot. So the Lumia 710 features a 3.7-inch WVGA clear black display, so that's 480 by 800 pixels. Obviously, it makes for some sharp-looking details, which is good enough, but for your things like web browsing and zoomed-out view, text looks a little bit garbled, but it's quickly remedied by a quick tap like that to zoom in. The other nice thing we like about it is the rich and deep-looking color production offers, really nice and distinctive, but its poor viewing angles washes it out very quickly. And on top of that, its brightness output's not the strongest, so we still have to shield this away from the sun. We don't see that often, but the Nokia Lumia 710 features physical Windows buttons as opposed to capacitive ones, so there's no accidental presses with it. Meanwhile, above the display, you have the Earpiece, the light and proximity sensors, and unfortunately, it doesn't offer a front-facing camera. The left edge is pretty clean except for a notch right here, which helps you remove the back cover. Well, on the right edge, you have a couple different physical buttons. You have the volume rocker and also the shutter key. Unfortunately, they're very flat feeling and they don't have that great of a response. Now, the same thing can be said about the dedicated power button. It's flush to the surface, and next to it, you have also the 3.5mm headset jack and a micro USB port for charging and data connectivity. Now, on the bottom edge, the only thing you have here is just an area for a lanyard strap. Flipping it over, we find the handset's 5-megapixel autofocus camera, single LED flash in the back. Removing the back cover, you got pry off from the sides. You gain access to its 1300 milliamp hour battery, and you got to remove it in order to gain access to its micro SIM card slot. Just like all the other recent Windows phones that came to market, the Nokia Lumia 710 was running the latest version of the platform, which is Mango, so it's Windows Phone 7.5. Nothing really different about it. We still love the whole entire experience just because it's fairly straightforward, very easy to use. We like the responsiveness, the dynamic scheme it has going on. Still kind of lacking with personalization. The extent to that's just mixing up the live tiles on the home screen and also changing the theme and the background color, but that's pretty much it as far as personalization, but nonetheless, that's what gives Windows Phone its distinctive looks. Out of the box, the Nokia Lumia 710 is preloaded with a ton of different third-party applications. We'll quickly run them down. You have ESPN, Netflix, the Weather Channel, you have Nokia Drive, T-Mobile TV. On top of that, you also have like Slack Radio and Telenav GPS Navigator. Out of all the preloaded apps on the device, the most interesting one's going to be Nokia Drive, just because it's a free turn-by-turn directions application. It doesn't require a data connection to actually work, just because the maps are stored locally. It's nice its work and offers things like 3D maps, but its operation can be a little bit choppy at times. Seeing that it has a 3.7-inch display, it's a little bit cramped as far as using the keyboard, but thankfully with the Windows Phone keyboard, it's just phenomenal with its autocorrect feature, so even if you make a mistake, it's pretty accurate in knowing what you're typing. Just like all other Windows phones that we checked out, the web browsing experience is great just because it offers HSPA Plus connectivity, so it's able to load our website in under 20 seconds here. On top of that, very responsive, and it loads up very quickly, and its operation is very smooth and fluid. Of course, being a Windows Phone, playing music is just the same as any other device out there. You get the Zune experience, which is nice with its presentation and whatnot. As far as the audio quality with its speaker, it's pretty good. Average volume tones, it doesn't crackle loud as volume setting, and it has some robust tones that are pleasant to the ear. Video playback on the Nokia Lumia 710 is pretty good too. As you can tell, the video we have here, which is encoded in H.264, 1920 by 1080 resolution, so 1080p. It's running very smooth. The display is nice and crisp, and it's moving at a good rate. Yeah, it's sporting a 5-megapixel autofocus camera in the back, and its quality is hardly spectacular looking, but in the overall greater scheme of things, it's decent enough to accept. Details tend to be a little bit on the soft side, and under low lighting conditions, it tends to produce a lot of digital noise. And the flash, it does a decent job, but anything more than 5 feet away, it doesn't seem strong enough. At the same time, we're not that blown away by the handset's 720p video recording. We do like that audio quality is natural and it moves at a good frame rate and details are acceptable, but as far as some issues with it, we do find just some artifacting going on when you're panning, and its exposure is rather sluggish, so it takes some time to adjust. Honestly, calling quality with the handset is tolerable just because the earpiece itself is not the strongest, a little bit on the weak side, so noisy environments tend to have a little bit of a hard time. Voices are distinctive and clear on both ends of the line, and when you switch to using the speakerphone, it's a little bit on the weak side, but still more than audible enough to make out. Signal strength is average with the handset. It puts 3 out of 5 bars in high coverage areas, and in our time using it, we didn't experience any dropped phone calls. What's nice about the handset is its battery life. On a full charge, we're meant to get a day and a half of normal usage out of it, so that's more than enough for most people's needs, and if you're very light on it, you can probably get easily 2 days with a single charge. Well, it's not to say that the Nokia Lumia 710 is a boring device, but it doesn't really pack anything profound compared to the existing crop out there, though we do like that it packs Nokia Drive, which allows you to get free turn-by-turn voice-guided directions on the handset. But besides that, at $49.99, it's of course an affordable option, but doesn't quite come out as a profound Windows phone out there when compared to some other devices like the HTC Radar 4G or the Samsung Focus Flash. It doesn't really come out to be a better device than those two guys just because it is missing a front-facing camera, so right off the bat it's missing out on that functionality. So if you'd like to learn more about the Nokia Lumia 710, you can check out our website, PhoneArena.com. This is John V. Thanks for watching, guys.